is a regular meeting of the City Council for the City of Trinidad. Would you all please stand for the pledge? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 1, roll call.
DeBono.
Here.
Shu. Thurman.
Here.
Trahell.
Here.
Ogletree.
Here.
Williamson.
Present.
Griego.
Here. Item 2, approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any corrections or changes to the agenda? No? Okay, motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Williamson, second.
Second.
Ms. Ogletree. Call the vote, please.
DeBono.
Yes.
Thurman.
Yes.
Trahell.
Yes.
Ogletree.
Yes.
Williamson.
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Item 3, policy items and staff reports.
We have none tonight, Mayor, other than it's wonderful to see you here in person.
It's really nice to be back, actually. I think people thought I ran away or something. I'm here till the end. Mr. Gowns, you have no staff report?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Alrighty. Item 4, petitions and communications. This section is offered as an opportunity for any citizen to express opinions or ask questions regarding city services, policies, and other matters of community concern, and any agenda item that are not part of a scheduled public hearing. Thanks, Kim. Citizens will have 5 minutes for comments. Please understand that we do not respond on the petitions and communications portion of the meeting. So we got, is it Ray or Roy? I can't ever understand.
It's Roy.
Roy. Okay.
All my
Mr.
enemies call me Gunny.
All your enemies call you what?
Gunny.
Oops.
Roy?
Yeah.
Come on up.
I got a new leg and I can't do a thing with it.
Road repair.
Yeah, about 7-8 months ago, they worked on the roads and they did a great job, but they were half finished, half done.
Oh, thank you.
Half done, so I was kind of wondering when they're going to finish it up. When it rains, that one section of Corundum Road becomes a little lake. And it's not anybody's fault. Back when they built the thing, they only put down 2 inches of asphalt. So the gutters are up at 4 inches, and none of the rainwater goes down the gutter. None of it. Okay? And so we need to get some something done out there. That one area they did cut out, when the water goes over the lip there, it undermines underneath there, and eventually the road's going to collapse. I've looked at it. I got down and crawled underneath there and looked at it. Okay? So, you know, I only put down 2 inches of asphalt instead of 4 because I ran out of money back in 2008. So, I mean, I'm surprised that asphalt has lasted as long as it has. It's got cracks and everything in it. It's coming apart. But I was kind of hoping to get that one area where it doesn't drain. It wouldn't be that hard to fix that. You know, a guy with a sledgehammer can hack out the cement and dig out a little trough where it'll drain down in there. That's what I was going to do, but in my present physical condition, I won't do it. Okay. Okay. Anyway, at one time they were going to sell some lots off out there at that fine Cougar Ken development area. It kind of fell apart. They never sold them. There's about, the last time I did any work on that was 2008. So there's about $50,000 for the property taxes on each lot. There's about 400 lots out there. They only built 20 houses out of the 420 they were going to build. So I was wondering if they're ever going to, I was going to talk to the new mayor when she comes on board. Maybe they can get it restarted again. We'll sell some of those lots off. I talked to Mayor Rico way back when in the day, and he said it's going to cost between $300,000 to $400,000 to figure out who owes what to who on that debacle. It's a true debacle. There's no other verbiage for it. kind of like the Germans in World War II. It's kind of a debacle. It didn't end well, you know? Well, that one didn't end well. So I don't know what they're gonna do with it. The hotel's still there. About 5 or 6 years ago, some people went through it, some contractors said it was still salvageable, but that was way back when. I doubt that thing is salvageable. Might convince someone to tear it down and give them the wood for free or whatever. Wood's real expensive now. Other than that, I don't know what you can do with it. I'm surprised no one's burned it down yet. I really am. I'm surprised that cougar's still down there. You know, get that cougar out of there? You take a cutting torch and lift truck and it'd be gone. But that's just, you know, what I know. You know? But anyway, I was kind of hoping they could maybe look at getting that done again or finishing up.
Okay.
Because that was part of the original project. But they did get some stuff done in my little cul-de-sac and all that, and I really appreciate it. But that needs to get fixed too. Because when it rains, everybody has to slow down and all that, and it causes a problem. Okay, that's all I got. Appreciate y'all's time
I
and
thought you
effort.
said you weren't gonna cause any trouble to.
I would never cause trouble. Never cause trouble. Got my new leg on. Taxpayers' money paid for that, so I appreciate it.
I want my part back.
Carbon fiber.
I want my part
It's
back.
lighter than that fiberglass one, you know?
I want my part back.
I'll cut you out a
Thank you.
sliver.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Yeah.
Do you want these back?
No, they're yours.
We'll take it for the record.
Dan Rossetti wants to talk about December 26th.
Evening, Mayor, Council. Glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Hope you're doing well. Tonight, in miscellaneous business, you'll be discussing about giving the city employees December 26th off, which is a great idea. I understand that. But I want to tell everybody some facts here that a lot of people might know. Being a city employee is a great job. I was here 28 years. A lot of people don't know, after 6 months after your probation, when you become a city employee, you get 42 days off a year paid with the city. You get a sick day a month, you get a vacation day a month, you get 13 paid holidays, and 4 personal days. That comes to equivalent to 42 days. I was here 20 years, put that 2 days vacation a month. That's a lot of days off. And I understand this is because we couldn't give the guys a raise. They haven't got a raise in 3 to 4 years. And myself, I put that, and it's nothing to do with Miss Marshall, because she wasn't here. It's nothing to do with you people. It was bad management of money. You trusted the people that was spending the money. Where'd the $30 million in marijuana money go? Why is the city broke? Those are questions that people ask. It should not be where an employee cannot get a raise when the city had that much money. I mean, yes, when we're going good, even when it was going good, the employees did get a raise. Yet, certain people at City Hall got $4 or $5 an hour raises. We all know that. I brought that to everybody's attention. How's that make a guy on the street feel? And then you're giving him 1 day. That's 2,080 hours a year. You're giving him about a penny an hour, you know, or a penny worth that day off. What's he gonna do? He's just gonna get the day and go spend more money. I'm just here to let people know that hopefully things change, and city has to realize that they work for the people of Trinidad. That not Trinidad works for the people at City Hall. And you just can't close up. If the landfill is closed Friday and Sunday, I know this for a fact, I own a trash company. Well, when you're closed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's no trash pickup. The trash companies get behind. Trash is blowing everywhere. Then the company has to try to catch up. And not only that, the guys at the landfill, it takes them 2 to 3 days to get caught up on trash because they just get hammered, trash truck after trash truck after trash truck. So when you think you're doing something good, you're actually not doing really that good. So I just wanted to state those facts out to let people know and think about that when you discuss it this evening. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Allison Shoemaker wants to talk about the Mitchell Museum.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
So, in January, the Mitchell Museum starts its 45th year of business. 35 of that in our current location. But Saturday, we're having a chicken and sausage gumbo fundraiser from 11 to 1, made by me. But I'd love to just invite all of y'all out to come to the museum, eat some good food, and find out what we've been doing, how we spent the around $450,000 that we raised in the last 2 years. Just learn more about this great thing that happens right on Main Street. And I've been told recently that the Mitchell Museum is not a draw for people to come to Trinidad. I think that's wrong, but I would love to give y'all the opportunity to come and see why we are part of the community and we are a draw for Main Street. So we just really, the gumbo is just a good reason to get y'all out and listen to what we have to say. But that's this Saturday from 10 to 4. 11 to 1. First Friday, 5 to 8.
Okay.
So, all right.
Thank
See
you,
y'all then.
Allison. Item number 5, council reports. Ms. Ogletree.
The only thing I have to report on was a meeting I attended with Colorado Creative Industries for the summit preparations for the huge event that's coming in June of next year, and it was very productive. And we talked a lot about the presentations that have been submitted that will be during that event, and all of them seem really good. And we're trying to include in this a lot of events that really demonstrate Trinidad's history and its feel and all of the creative ways that people have expressed themselves in Trinidad. So I think it's something that's going to be really good, something to look forward to.
Thank you. Eli?
I had mentioned this a couple weeks ago. There's a veteran social for veterans, coffee and tea for guests and other people that want to attend. It's at the Champion Center, 127 North Commercial Street. It's from 10 to 11:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, and David Sampson will be there. And
I'll be there.
All right, Mr. Miller. Good. And a big shout out to Kangaroo Coffee because they give the coffee and the tea to the veterans every month. So that's really great. And this Friday, the first Friday EM Pantry at the Los Angeles County Fairgrounds is going to start at 10 a.m. and they're going to have everything there until the food runs out. That's every first Friday of the month. And I had a nice, candid, informative interview over the phone, well, in person with newly selected Police Chief Tracy Rolls last week, and that was a really good interview. And that's about it.
All righty. So, Mr. Thurman, do you have anything? I'll finish him. He's last.
No reports.
Nope.
No report in there.
Mr. Trujillo?
Hi,
Wake up.
everybody. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I set it up right. Right now, I'm in residence at the CCI conference for Colorado Counties, Inc. Interesting information up here. I got a lot of goodies for everybody that I'll bring back and information that I have found. Also, I attended Friday the tree lighting, which I was very proud of our city employees that worked so hard to do a beautiful tree. Everyone in the community that I have spoke with is just blown away with the lights this year. Thank you to everyone that has done that. Saturday night, I was privileged to walk in the parade with some of our esteemed city employees. The work that went into our float, beautiful work. I really appreciate it. You guys invited me to be able to walk with you guys. And I have CML Policy Committee on Friday. And that's all I got.
Good enough. As mentioned before, I haven't been available for much for these past 6 weeks, but I also attended the tree lighting Friday night, and Mr. Williamson's son was able to flip the switch. I got a call from his grandmother yesterday to thank us for letting him do that. So it's very nice. The tree is gorgeous. I mean, it's a little crooked, but that's not our fault. I mean, I couldn't do that good of a job on my own tree, not let alone a tree that big. And downtown looks really good. You know, the employees do a great job on decorating and adding to the quality of life in Trinidad. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. Item 6, consent agenda approval. 6A, approval of the regular meeting minutes of November 18th, 2025. Item B, approval of special event permit application for the A.R. Mitchell Memorial Museum at 150 East Main Street on December 13th, 19th, and 20th of 2025. Approval of bills totaling $2.286 million. Approval of payroll from November 22nd, 2025 through December 5th of 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. DeBono, is there a second?
Second.
Call the vote, please.
DeBono,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Trahell,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Item 7A, public hearings. Public hearing for an ordinance correcting real property records of property known as Filing 5 City View Heights subdivision. The hearing is now open. Hi.
Hi, Michael. How's it going?
It's going.
These next two are fun ones. So the City View Heights Filing 5 was never filed, but the assessor assigned a lot and block description to the legal description of the property. And unfortunately, the title company, when that property was transferred to the MARC, which is the housing project that's being built on that, picked up that legal description in the warranty deed. What that does is it basically assumes that Rosita Avenue is a city street, which the city never accepted Filing 5, no street exists out there. And if you're building a giant apartment complex that's has federal tax dollars, there's some folks that are a little worried that the city might have some type of actual ownership of that strip of land that would have been Rosita Avenue. So what this does is it does a few things. One, it corrects the real property records and sends a notification to the assessor that Filing 5 was never formally filed, as well as quick claims any interest the city has in what would have been Rosita Avenue, to correct and to basically ensure that the investors, that the city isn't going to someday come back and say, you need to tear down the portions of your portions of this project that are in a not real right away. So that's the first one. So then the second one, I'll explain that too, but I know it's not part of this, but just because they go hand in hand, and I'll certainly stick around to answer this question on the second one. The second one then dedicates an easement back to the developer on the north side of the property, because through the creations of the different subdivisions that occurred in Filing 3, if you ever go out there on Camillus Avenue, you'll see that there is currently the curb cuts. There's actually a sewer line underneath those curb cuts that extended, that was required in Filing 3 so that the street wouldn't have to be cut again, as well as water, as well as electric, that were all extended into the property for Filing 5. And those have been maintained by the city for over 18 years, which is the amount of time for the city to assume an easement for the maintenance of those utilities, as well as the fact that they were clearly extended for the benefit of a future development in what would have been Filing 5. So again, what that easement does is it guarantees the current owner of the property that they have access to city utilities and access, vehicular access. The only other important note of that is there is an entrance on North Avenue, and two things. One, the sewer doesn't, gravity flows to, it's confusing, to the north, which isn't North Avenue, there's villas. So that is the reason that the sewer main was extended in the first place. Secondarily, because of the length of that stretch, is over 350 feet, emergency egress or secondary egress is required for that development, and that's why the developer is requiring access as well to that. So that's the second ordinance. I'll certainly answer questions as they come up for each of the ordinances.
Questions?
So I just am curious, filing 5 was never recorded, or it was never accepted by the city, or both, or?
It was never recorded. It did go through public hearings, but the developer never recorded the plat, nor did they ever go through the subdivision improvement agreement process, which would have been required before the city acceptance. So like we did with the previous major subdivision you just saw, a bond was required, they posted bond, the improvements were made, the city accepts and has a warranty for 2 years before accepting infrastructure. So none of that was in place, and that the developer at the time never moved forward with filing 5 because at the time there was no demand for the property.
Okay, so when was this, like, the late?
2001, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, thanks.
That was kind of like my same.
Okay.
That's related.
Naaman?
Do they have to go back and, you said they had to go back and pull things they built on top of that infrastructure or not?
No, so again, the reason, so the second ordinance you're seeing tonight is for the easement to access those utilities, because they've already been extended onto the property. And so because the city, through filing 3, when the curb cuts, the water, sewer, electric was all extended, because it's been maintained by the city, we're granting an easement to ensure there's never any ambiguity that they were allowed to connect. Because there's, in a right of way, a developer can go right into the right of way to get that, but since Rosita doesn't exist, they have to now go into the right of way to get the sewer and everything.
I have no questions.
Mr. Trujillo, do you have any questions?
No, I think most of my questions were asked in the work session. Thank you so much.
Okay, I have no questions. Just clarification, it's San Pedro first and then Rosita to the east? Or is it?
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Anybody in the audience to speak for or against the ordinance? The hearing is closed. Public hearing for an ordinance correcting real property records of property known as 5 and 5 City View Heights subdivision. I need a motion to approve.
So moved?
Ms. Ogletree, is there a second?
Second.
Is that you, Eli?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Call the vote, please.
DeBono,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Trahell,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Item 7A1, second reading of an ordinance correcting real property records of property known as 5 and 5 City View Heights subdivision. I need a motion.
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Thurman, call the vote, please.
DeBono,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Trahell,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Item 7B, public hearing of an ordinance authorizing and granting utility and access easement in City View Heights filing 3. The hearing is now open. So I'm assuming Mr. Yerman, you don't want to come
Any other
back?
questions? Again, this is the second part of the ordinance.
Okay.
So if there's any questions about the need for the easement, but
No. It's understood.
Rosita Avenue doesn't exist, so
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
one good news.
Clear as mud.
Yes,
Thank you.
it was very fun.
Questions?
Nothing.
Questions? Mr. Trio, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Anybody in the audience to speak for or against the easement? The hearing is closed. I need a motion to accept the ordinance authorizing and granting utility and access easement in City View Heights filing 3.
So moved?
Aaron, is there a second?
Second.
Aaron and Aaron. Call the vote, please.
Yes.
DeBono,
That was great.
DeBono,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Trahell,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Item 7B1, second reading of an ordinance authorizing and granting utility and access easement in City View Heights, filing 3. I need a motion for the second reading.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Aaron and Aaron again. Call the vote, please.
DeBono,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Trahell,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Item 8, unfinished business. We have none. Item 9, miscellaneous business. Item 9A, consideration of closing city offices on Friday, December 26th, 2025.
Thank you, Mayor. So, in lieu of not being able to offer raises this year, in not being able to do cost of living, and in not being able to offer a bonus, which has been done in the past, in my conversations with Mayor Griego, I suggested that this might be a way that the city council could gift the city employees. I do want to make a couple of things clear. I'm not recommending this, just that I identified it and I've put it on the agenda for your consideration. Second, it would not impact emergency services and consistent services. I believe Councilmember-elect Rossetti brought up concern with the landfill. So should this be granted, part of my responsibility will be to identify those certain services like the animal shelter, which can't be closed, police and fire, the power plant, the water treatment plant, and perhaps we'll do a modified access at the landfill for our commercial haulers. So should this be granted, then that would be what I would do, is look at the services that would need continuity. It's very unusual to have the city closed for 3 full business days, so I do understand that in putting this on your agenda. But in my conversations, one of the things that was discussed was that I looked for ways that we could do something for the employees this year, and this was my one thing I'm bringing forward. Thank you.
Aaron, do you have any questions?
You know, I don't have any questions per se, but I do think that with several years without having a raise, or this year without the cost of living, I do think it is an easy way for council to acknowledge the hard work that city staff does do. And I mean, if you look at it, it's 1 day out of what, 260, I believe. So you're talking about 0.38%. And if you express it in that way, it's not actually reflecting of the appreciation that is due the employees. However, it is something that we can do, and I think we should do it. I can't imagine that it would not be appreciated by the rank and file of employees, and it would be time with their families. It sounds as though the city manager is going to cover required services. I would advocate that we do proceed. It shows appreciation. It's something that we can do. I think we should do it. That's my comment here.
Thank you, Aaron.
No questions, but I do appreciate the city manager going out of her way to figure out how to give it some legs to stand on. So,
Mr. Trujillo, do you have any questions?
No, I'd just like to mirror what Councilman Williamson and Councilman Thurman have said. I believe that we can show our appreciation. We can't show it in the ways that we really want to, but we actually can show our appreciation for the dedication that they put in day in and night, weekends. Our guys and gals are always out there just constantly working and giving to the city 110%. I think by giving them, if we allow them to have an extra day, I think it'll be greatly appreciated. And it's the least we could do.
Mr. DeBono.
I concur. I think it's a great gesture of gratitude and appreciation for everyone, for the city, the employees, their families, and I totally agree with that.
The only question I had is, you said 3 days, so does that mean Christmas Eve is also a holiday?
Christmas Eve is already a holiday.
Okay.
So it would be Wednesday and Thursday,
Okay.
and then everyone back to work on Friday. So it's an odd week as it stands anyway.
I remember those days when I was working. Those were hard. And we have it in the budget to cover the
We
cost
do.
of this?
Yeah. So people that are in the utility department that are on emergency, they still will be on emergency.
They will.
Okay.
And so the way it would work with those essential services that are identified that need to work on that day is that they will be granted the value of that day for future use. So
Okay.
if you're a fireman that works on the 26th, then you would have an opportunity to have a day off down the line. Same with police, same with power plant, same with animal shelter. We'll probably do something modified at the landfill, but I would want to visit with some of the employees first to figure out how to do that. And then, of course, our power plant, and water treatment plant, these are continuous services that we offer. So it's not unusual for us to be able to figure something out for those particular services.
Okay.
May I have one question, if I may?
Yes, sir.
Tara, barring emergency call-out, which would obviously entail overtime, so barring emergency call-out, those people that were offered a future day off in lieu of that
Right.
day, there's still no net negative effect to any department's hours or work hours, right? I mean,
We can manage that,
okay.
and we have managed it in the past. It can be managed,
Okay.
certainly.
All right.
That's it.
I appreciate your consideration, though. I'm happy to go into detail to explain how that would work. And it may trigger some overtime down the line, as it does.
You know, Mr. Grego should be here tonight because he would vote against this in a heartbeat. He made my employees stay the night before Thanksgiving till 4:30. I said, wow, he gave them a half hour. That's so big of you.
Just in response to Councilmember Williamson's question, there's no way to do this without some financial impact.
Absolutely.
Correct. So
But-
that's the point of considering this one way or the other.
Well, and the reason I drug my husband into this is because insurance is one of those industries that drops dead on the holidays. So in my mind, having the day off, helping the employees with the day after Christmas, I mean, just think that there's, 5 days that they'll have off with their families. And I think that's very important. It's the way of the world. I mean, I could throw a baseball in my office and not hit a soul during holiday season. Actually, it's starting to slow down now. So I think it's good management of personnel to close when it's not busy. The day before Thanksgiving, I think it was pretty much empty anyway at City Hall because people use their time off. I have, I'm sorry that we can't financially reward employees, but I think this is a good way to let them know that we appreciate them. Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Call the vote, please.
DeBono,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Trahell,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Item 9B, consideration of the appointment of Eric Trider to the Planning, Zoning, and Variance Commission. So Mr. Trider was here at a work session, correct?
Correct.
Questions, comments from City Council? Aaron?
Madam Mayor, can I abstain if I wasn't here for that work session because I don't really know the background?
I guess you can, but did you read his resume?
Well, yeah.
Okay. If you feel comfortable, I
Okay.
don't think
All
there's
right.
an issue.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you would
All
rather do,
right.
Council.
Mr. DeBono abstained. Questions? Comments?
I thought he had a good background in land use and engineering, and I thought he did a good job with it, so I'm supportive.
Okay.
The only comment I would have is, during the interview, there was some misconception of what his role on the board would be, but I think, that was educated here and explained. So as with anyone entering a board, there'll be a learning curve, but obviously I think he demonstrated interest in it and desire to move forward. So hopefully when he gets on the board, he'll take some time to be educated on how it operates and then be a contributing member. So that's my observation.
Mr. Thurman, did you have any questions?
No questions.
I attended that meeting virtually, and I'm concerned because Mr. Trider believes that he is a policy-making board, and he is not, correct?
That's
It
correct.
is an enforcement board. So does anybody know, has he been to a
He's
planning and zoning meeting?
been to one, he stated, yeah.
Okay. I just, with a caveat or a condition, that somebody talk to Mr. Trider again and explain to him, you're not a policy-making board, that you are to enforce the ordinances that are still on the books now, so.
We're happy to do that, one of
Okay.
us. I called him the other day and he never returned my call, but anyway, happy to do that.
All right.
Tara,
I'm sorry.
Manny.
Oh, I forgot about you, and you're there in like 3 feet. Sorry,
All right.
that's okay. Do you have any questions? Oh, wow.
After all that,
After all that, we don't have any questions, okay. I need a motion to appoint Mr. Trider to the Planning, Zoning, and Variance Commission.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
call the vote, please.
DeBono,
Abstain.
Thurman,
Yes.
Truhill,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Williamson,
yes.
Griego.
Yes. Just as long as we get that done for Mr. Trider.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Item 9C, consideration of the appointment of Hill McCoy and Amber Dombrowski to the Historic Preservation Commission. I need a motion.
So moved. Still a lot of
You're
moving.
doing all the heavy lifting down
Yeah,
there.
yeah, she is.
Second,
Second,
questions, discussion.
I thought they were both highly
I
qualified
thought
for
so, too.
this and very enthusiastic about the history of Trinidad and preserving it and the buildings. So they fit the bill.
Eli? Oh,
No, I read the resume.
okay.
I agree.
Manny?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Neiman?
And I've met them outside of here, and they seem pretty cool. So. Very capable.
Gavin?
I agree, they have a lot of enthusiasm, historic interest, and seemingly a skill set that will help. I think that should be a strong board.
You know what really impressed me about these two young ladies is they're both new residents of Trinidad. They are younger than our typical board member or city council member, but, I think I think it would be great to have somebody that's not from Trinidad to work on these boards and commissions. I think it's great, so. All right, you call the vote?
DeBono,
Yes.
Truhill,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes,
Griego.
Yes. Item 9D, consideration of the professional services agreement with CSNA Architects for the design and construction management of the Fox West Theater DOLA Reboot Project.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. So this is for, if you remember back in early July, I came and asked for approval to amend our DOLA grant that we have for the Fox Theater. That's a $1.5 million project. We have a $600,000 DOLA grant for that project. We said we'd come back and once we get some ideas wrapped around on scope, so that was actually approved, I should start with that. So that was approved through DOLA. Took a little bit of back and forth to make sure we weren't messing around with the scope too much, but everything was approved through DOLA. So what this is for with CSNA Architects is for them to redesign that project. The original project was for it to be an outside addition to the Fox. Once again, that came back way too high. That came back at about 3.2 million. So moving a lot of the internal infrastructure, this is going to be HVAC and electrical mainly, into the building itself in the second basement underneath the stage. So this is the design of that. It's going to include, this includes the design from the engineers for the HVAC, the design for the engineers for the electrical, and it is for the entire building. So it is a big step forward for us getting that building. It's a big step to get that building active, even though it's not a lot of the cool, fun stuff like seats or stuff like that. This is the important stuff that keeps people comfortable and keeps things moving. So yeah, this is a full design of the mechanical electrical systems of the 3,400 square feet lowest level of the stage or basement under the stage. CSNA Architect has been our architect with the city on the project, which is why we went the professional service route. They've done the design previously. They knew the scope. They helped write the scope for the grant project. So they've kind of been the architect we've relied on. Gregory Friesen, who we work with and have a great relationship with, has oversaw the architecture rehabilitation of the building. So he's been a great partner of ours, and that's what we have here. And that's great. Happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Trill, I'll start with you.
Oh, great. And I think I heard correctly. It's kind of hard because the but you said we have worked with them before.
Yes, yeah, they've been the primary architect on the building so far. I think they've overseen. We had one project that had that morphed into another project, and some grant funding was available, but they've overseen all of that architecture redesign on that.
Oh, okay. My other question, I believe that this is to maintain and utilize the DOLA grant. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay. That's all the questions that I have. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Aaron, do you have?
I don't have any questions, but I mean, the Fox Theater really reminded me of the adage of how do you eat an elephant, and I mean, so we just need to keep taking the next bite. If that can be revitalized, I think it's going to be just such an asset for Trinidad, and hopefully it gets leveraged in the right way. But this is one step closer. So thank you.
Yeah, and I will say we've like the best asbestos has been taken care of, so that building's now asbestos free, which is a big step, especially on the rehabilitation of those old buildings. So that's what we're talking about. How do you best eat an elephant? There's little steps. You may not see them. They're not very fun sometimes, but and this isn't a quite big fun one. Like, you know, we get people in the building, but it is a very important one.
I mean, the other part is the source of funding is revitalization grant.
That's correct.
So that makes that bite a lot less painful.
Definitely.
Anyway, that's it I have, Mayor.
No questions, but I concur with Aaron. To have that building done right at this time and place in Trinidad would be awesome. To get that up and moving, dealing with raw right there on the highway. So let's keep moving forward. Keep eating that elephant one booty cheek at a time. I'm sorry. But
You guys cannot add on to the analogy.
I'm sorry. One trunk at a time, let's start building. So yeah, I think that would be great for the city.
Well, Nick, yeah, if they're the primary architectural firm, there's no need to seek out any other bids from anywhere else. So it's not really pragmatic to have somebody else look at what's already been familiarized with.
I see they have a warranty built into this for
Yeah.
11 months after it's finished. What's the next thing that you see on the horizon, you and Ms. Marshall, for this building?
I think one big step that might be coming up a little bit faster is the stage. The stage is, and I don't know how recent everyone's been in the building, but it is bowed quite a bit, and that is down in the, it is a cause of the structure down the middle of the, through the basement. Obviously, it goes down to the foundation. So I think we're going to look for some alternative sources to maybe fix that up. Now, it's not as big of a one, but it's a major one, because obviously the stage needs to be flat and level and be able to, I mean, it's pretty significant right now. So I think that'd be the next step. And then after that, it'd definitely be looking at trying to get your 88 bathrooms in place to maybe try to get some minimal occupancy and start off small like that and work our way up to hopefully, and I don't know when, but hopefully fully open at some point. So that's what I think. But the stage is one that we're going to probably look at immediately because it's a little bit more minimal. So grand scheme, it's still a lot. Just more minimal than a lot of the stuff we talked about.
So when you say you're gonna put all the mechanical stuff in the basement, is that gonna deter from the ballroom down there?
No. So this is under the stage. The ballroom is underneath like the seating area. So they are separated by a brick wall, pretty significant brick wall.
Oh, okay.
So it's under the stage.
Is it where that huge air handler is now?
Currently, there are air handlers there now. So it's going to kind of take place for that. It was kind of where that was anyway.
It's too bad we have to get rid of it. It's super historic and cool. I mean, but
yeah, we could take it wherever you guys want. We own it. But yeah. So that's going to be sit where that air handler is currently. And then that will still maintain our ability to have dressing rooms underneath the stage, which is important too.
Okay. But, I think that we started on this when we all started on city council 6 or 8 years ago. And I think it's a huge project. It's an important project because I think that will be the anchor that ties in West Main from the rest of downtown Trinidad. Because the businesses have been few and far between on that side. And I think if we do this, it's going to be a draw. So thank you, Mr. Mason. I appreciate it.
Mayor, I had one question.
Yes.
I wanted to have a follow-up question, if I may, to Councilman DeBono's point. I just think it'd be worthwhile clarifying. This isn't a sole source bid or any construct of that. Can either Ms. Marshall or
Sure.
can you address that, please?
Happy to address it. The retention of CSNA architects does meet with our procurement policy. So it meets with the caveat in our procurement policy, which is a continuity of service. So Mr. Friesen became the architect under the auspice of Ms. Crawford when we had a development agreement with Urban Neighborhoods. So he has been working on the project for these 6 years that you've mentioned. So now that development agreement no longer exists and the city is entering into a direct contract with the architect, engaging Mr. Friesen is consistent with our procurement policies, which allow for a consistent, engaging someone that keeps consistency within the project. I'm not being very articulate, but I think you get it. I hope.
I just wanted to make sure we
Sure.
put a period on that sentence. And
Period, exclamation.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. I need a motion to consider the agreement.
So moved?
I wasn't finished.
Wow.
Okay.
It'll be early.
Oh, that's cool. Is there a second?
Second.
Call the vote, please.
DeBono?
Yes.
Truhill?
Yes.
Ogletree?
Yes.
Thurman?
Yes.
Williamson?
Yes.
Griego?
Yes. Item 9E, consideration of a resolution levying general property taxes based upon the final 2025 certification evaluation to help defray costs of government for the city of Trinidad, Colorado for the 2026 budget year.
Yes, so this is the next step in our budget process when we laid out our calendar back in October. Certification of the mill levy is required every year when we adopt the budget. This is one of those steps. It's done by resolution. The certification of the mill levy is a requirement for municipalities, special districts, counties, etc., everyone who assesses taxes. The county assessor has until December 10th to provide the final certification and value to those entities. We received this from Ms. Jody Amato on November 25th. So that allowed us to put it on this particular agenda. We're then required to certify the mill levy, which is what you're doing by resolution, and return that to the county by December 15th. We also are required to file this with DOLA by January 31st. So we'll be filing this along with the budget approval and the ordinances as part of our state law requirements. So we've provided you with the 2025 final certification, and the clerk has prepared the appropriate resolution. Do you have any questions for us?
Aaron?
I have no questions.
We'll get to Mr. Thurman. Mr. Trujillo, do you have anything? Questions about?
No, everything looks the way it should be. Thank you.
All right.
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. We have to wait for Mr. Thurman to come back.
The only thing that I'll add is you're going to see that this, and we covered this in the work session on October 13th, and that was that you're going to see an increase in property taxes in the 2026 budget. I'll remind you that in 2023, the state of Colorado held a special session in the fall of that year of the assembly, and they passed law that allowed for a reduction in property tax. This happened as a result of the repeal of Gallagher. So in 2023, the state assembly passed a law that allowed property taxes to get a little bit of a waiver. That was for the year 24 and for the year 25. Now that we're going into 2026, that has expired, and that is why we're seeing a slight increase in our property taxes this next year.
I have a question.
And it's reflected in the budget.
Just
Yes,
out of
sir.
curiosity, Tara, what's the penalty for failure to file at a certain time, or a certain date? Is there a penalty?
Your taxes can be held by the county.
Okay.
If you do not appropriately file your budget, your audit, your election results, the county has an ability through the state auditor's office to hold your funding.
So there's not a grace period that you can actually pre-file before that to say?
There's generally a period after it's due where you can file, and once you do file, anything that's held is released. We have an exceptional record of filing on time.
Okay.
We've never, to my knowledge, had our taxes withheld from us.
Okay.
It's the same principle applies if you don't file your reporting for highway users tax fund or for lottery funds. There are a number of different state agencies that we're responsible to filing for, and the result of not filing is that your funds are withheld until you file. Okay?
Did you have a question, Mr. Thurman?
No.
All right. I need a motion.
So moved.
Aaron, is there a second?
Second.
Eli,
Yes.
call for the vote, please.
DeBono?
Yes.
Truhill?
Yes.
Ogletree?
Yes.
Thurman?
Yes.
Williamson?
Yes.
Griego?
Yes. The resolution has been accepted.
Thank you.
Item 10, reports by city manager and city attorney.
You ready?
Ready.
We want to thank everyone. We want to thank everyone who came out for the events this past weekend, for the tree lighting and for the parade of lights. We want to offer a special thank you to Hometown Holidays, the organization who put these together. It was amazing to see the community come out for these events. We also want to thank city employees who built our float and who walked with our float in the parade. And thank you to Councilmember Trujillo who walked with them as well. We are excited to announce that we got third place. Our float was chosen as one of the winners. And we also want to offer a special thanks to City Attorney Les Downs, who, unknown to most of the general public, provided the sponsorship for us to build our float. So we want to give him a special thank you for assisting us with that funding. Yes, applause are appropriate. However, the story is not in there, because when we received the third place prize, it actually covered the cost of the float. So we were so excited. We went to Mr. Downs and said, we're happy to return your money because we can now pay for our float out of the prize money. And he said, rather than returning the money, he would double it. And he directed us to find several needy families during this holiday season and provide them with food and utilities. So I think the true holiday spirit was shown by our city attorney, and we want to say thank you and recognize you for that. So thank you for your generosity. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Downs.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Our downtown looks magical, and we want to thank the Public Works Department. We want to thank the Gas Department, who decorated all the lamps, and of course the Power and Light Department. If you were around a week or 2 weeks ago, you saw the bucket trucks were hot in use, doing amazing things with our tree at City Hall as well as downtown. We've received so many positive comments about the downtown. We're really excited about that. And we want to thank the businesses who have got that holiday spirit, and we're starting to see the decorations come up in the business windows. We just want to remind council that we are having a competition. So the Power and Light Department, once again, is sponsoring this competition for 2 different prizes. One is the Best Dressed Victorian Display in windows downtown, and I've seen a few that look really great, and the Best Dressed Window. So we'll be offering those prizes. We have a secret panel, and I'm not on it. So, in fact, they haven't even told me who's on it, so I can't disclose that because I don't know. The prizes will be $500 for first place, $300 for second, and $150 for third. So once again, Power and Light will be covering those prizes. And I think when our departments have spent so much time making the downtown look wonderful, now that the businesses are getting in the spirit and we're seeing those holiday windows, please take the time to stroll through downtown in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be great. Christmas cash is in full swing, and we want to remind everyone to bring those receipts in and exchange them. For Christmas cash, I've got $45 burning a hole in my pocket right now of Christmas cash, so I've got to get out and do some shopping. You can bring your receipts to City Hall, Library, Welcome Center, and Space to Create, so we definitely want to see that project flourish. The Trinidad Trolley begins running on Wednesday, so plan some time for your family to come out and do a home lighting tour. We're going to run Wednesday and Thursday this week, and then we'll run for the next 2 weeks on Sunday through Thursday. We're going to do 2 runs each night, 5 o'clock and 7:30. We've got volunteers signed up to pass out hot chocolate and popcorn. So once again, come a little early, get your hot chocolate, your popcorn, and jump on the trolley at 5 or 7:30. And we want to thank all the local residents who have signed up to be part of the home lighting tour. I want to remind you it's important that you ride and that you vote, so you get to decide who wins the prize. First place, $300, second place, $200, and first place, $100. Once again, that's also coming out of Power and Light. We want to thank and congratulate our Main Street Board for a successful holiday market this last Saturday. If you were out at Space to Create, it was an amazing event, and we saw so many of our local businesses brought out wares and sold them. It was really, really neat. So we want to thank them for that, and we understand this is going to become part of our regular cycle of events. We want to also ask council to please RSV to Ms. Lopez if you can attend the holiday party for our citywide holiday party for our employees. Just a reminder, that's Friday, December 12th at Space to Create from 6 to 10. So please text, call, email, send a pigeon to Ms. Lopez so that she will have you down for the party. We want to see as many of you there as we can. We also want to highlight the Convent and Church Street project. We're seeing real progress now. We're working on the sewer line, the point repairs to the sewer line, and the gas department started today, so they're responsible for one of the very large holes out there. We're seeing that move along. We're staying in constant communication with the businesses and the church. We have a weekly newsletter that goes out, kind of just an email, kind of an update saying what's going on. We also are excited about the concrete work that's being done in Alley A. If you're walking down Main Street, stop and look in there. It's really starting to look good. So we're very excited. It's on track to finish in January. So please take a look at that. Gas department purchased the backhoe. It's arriving this week that you guys approved. And also, I wanted to give you a heads up that Mr. Carreau, Mr. Torres, and I are going to Walsenburg on Friday to meet with them. You may remember in budget, one of the major projects we wanted to do was look at a tap off the Walsenburg gas line. It will provide, as Mr. Carreau spoke to you about, it will provide us with a lot more flexibility, so we start that process this week. We also, in the finance department, did a kickoff yesterday for the 2025 audit. So we've engaged Hinkle, the same auditor that you've used the past couple of years. We asked several specific things of them this year. We're going to try to start audit a little earlier, have them on site a little earlier, and we are requesting that they attend City Council and provide a report to our council members, especially with so many new council members this next year on the audit, to explain just in general the audit process, maybe some overview of how to read and what to look at in the audit, and then specific things about our audit. So we're hopeful to have that in place for July next summer. And just a reminder that one of those state deadlines is July 31st for your audit. Also in preparation for end of year, and we've cut off purchase orders, so you may see a drop in some of the check runs that are coming up December 1st. So all the final last minute purchase orders came in yesterday and today, and we're hoping by the end of this week to have everything outside of regular grant projects that are going on, regular construction projects that are going on, no new purchases that are unexpected. This will allow us to do some projections for the end of year. I also want to remind City Council, Les is looking over my shoulder to see how much more I have to say. In other business, we want to remind City Council that on December 16th, we will be holding the public hearing and subsequent approval for the 2026 budget. I want to personally thank you all for giving me positive feedback, giving me feedback that helps me modify my approach to budget. I've appreciated everything you've had to say, and I'm taking it to account. So, met with some obstacles this year that hopefully we won't meet with next year, but your feedback has been valuable to me. We're just one more step. We've got a work session and then a city council meeting, so I wanted to address that. We've only got 2 more meetings this year that we're planning on. Next Monday is the 8th, and then Tuesday is the regular meeting on the 16th. And right now we're planning for that to be the end of the meetings for this year. Just a reminder that on January 6th, we want you all here. We've got to seat you. We may have some final open business that happens on the 6th before you step down and we swear in our new council. And then they'll, of course, have their organizational meeting. So 1 more work session, 1 more regular meeting. We want to say thank you to Mr. Yerman, who I didn't catch him before he hit on the road, and just remind you that he is paid through a capacity grant that DOLA gives us. So just want to really, this was the night to highlight him because he brings such expertise to council, and we do have a little bit more of that grant that will go into next year. I also want to let you know I met with Lodging Tax Advisory Board this morning to discuss the pending repeal and replacement of the existing ordinance, which will eliminate the Lodging Tax Advisory Board should it go through on the 16th. I'm expecting they'll be here to give you feedback in the public hearing, so I want to give you that heads up. I also wanted to advise City Council that in the event that you pass that ordinance and the Lodging Tax Advisory Board does go away, I've asked those members to stay engaged with the city manager's office and to continue to provide some guidance on the investment of funding into marketing, into the local grants, and into event development. So I intend to still use that expertise should you pass that ordinance, and we'll meet with them regularly to do that. So I wanted to give you that heads up. We're also continuing our meetings, staff is, with our new 4 elected officials. very excited to say that I've done my first one-on-ones, and they've gone really well. So we're getting to know each other and how they like to work and what they can expect of me. We did meet the week before Thanksgiving, the 4 new elected officials, with the police chief and the fire chief to discuss current trends and policies in public safety. We're hosting 3 additional meetings in December on Thursdays. One will be to cover administration, budget, how council agendas are made, how you operate, how meetings run. We'll also be meeting with Mr. Just and Mr. Mason to talk project development and economic development, and then we'll be meeting with our utility directors to talk about the utilities. Our Corazon de Trinidad Creative District and Historic Main Street are hosting a New Year's Eve celebration. At Space to Create this year, there'll be music, food, and party favors. So tickets are $40 per person and $75 per couple. So please think about coming out and celebrating the new year. I want to give you a heads up that I want to direct you to our Facebook page and give you a heads up that there is a link there where you can vote for Trinidad as America's favorite small town. So this is a nationwide competition that celebrates history, culture, natural beauty, and neighborly spirit. So we have all of these. So please go to our Facebook page, vote as often as you're able to, and let's see if we can capture that prize. The city is also participating in a county-wide community wildfire protection plan. And on Saturday, Chief Bacharach's sitting on that for us at this point. On Saturday, December 13th, everyone in the community is invited to Trinidad State College, the Sullivan Student Center, to provide feedback and learn more about the process. Wildfire is one of the greatest threats in Colorado, and it's critical that we plan so that we can identify hazards and so that we can plan for the protection of community assets. So please consider attending on that Saturday. And then finally, I want to close by reporting that one of our Trinidad police officers was involved in a crash while responding to another accident this last Saturday on I-25. Our officer was not injured and is doing well. But the reason I mention this, because I know I've spoken to all of you about this before, but I wanted to thank the community for the amazing positive comments that we received, the prayers that were offered for our officer and for our department. I think it's in these moments that we see the very best of our community, and we should celebrate and be glad of that. So that's my report. Thank you.
I'm exhausted.
Mayor,
I'm exhausted.
Mayor, I just wanted to ask a question.
Sure.
First off, thank you so much for such a thorough report. I think that's so valuable. So thank you for how complete that it is. I did want to highlight just a couple of things. You did mention, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't misunderstand, the staff that staff the booth for the trolley rides, hot chocolate, popcorn, that's entirely volunteer, you said?
Yes, so obviously we're paying the trolley driver, but the staff that's going to pass out the hot chocolate, the popcorn is completely volunteer.
So I just want to say, this is not for kudos in any sense of the word, but I did go there one night of the many that we had last year. I think it was actually with you, yeah. But it's actually a lot more work than anyone would imagine. And it's many nights in a row, so volunteer labor is so much appreciated. And I think, again, that exemplifies the dedication shown and people, city staff wanting to contribute to the community. The other thing, and I think I really, really want to make sure this point is known, it's incredibly important. Every single year we are subject to that audit, and it's a thorough audit. If funds were misallocated, misappropriated, lost, or missing, that would certainly show that out. So I think that's important to say publicly. The last thing that I wanted to say, I think it would be a really good idea of using your discretionary spending if you hired a professional photograph to memorialize photos of downtown. They could be used in a myriad number of ways, and I mean someone that's professional. I mean, I'm not creative with a camera, but we could get some stunning shots that would potentially be useful for some future promotional activity. But again, thank you for your very thorough report.
Thank you for that suggestion. It's excellent. Thank you.
I was just saying that could be used for the small town USA.
It sure could.
Right.
Best small town in the United
Very
States.
good.
Mr. Downs, do you have anything?
Very briefly, Mayor, council members, my
You can't compete with
I
that.
know. Why even try? No, my humble offerings are as follows. The first one is I want to emphasize that at the December 8th work session, please, all of you, attend if you can. I know you do anyway, but that is going to consist, in addition to the regular business, of an executive session that we're going to be having, and we're also asking all the newly elected people to be there as well. It's going to be on the subject of avoidance of liability, and I'm going to be talking to everyone. So it's really for the returning council members, as well as the newly electeds. But I think it's a good thing to have and to be doing every time we have an election cycle. The other one is the December 16th regular meeting, the last meeting. Please, all of you, try to be there because we're going to be saying goodbye to those of you that are going to be leaving us. And we may have a small gift for you as well. Oh, yeah.
Say that.
Least we can do. So a few comments, maybe a gift,
Maybe some food.
maybe some food. Yeah, but it has to come out of the attorney's budget. And that's,
Oh, my God.
yeah, I know. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
And also, I did want to say that Judge Pierce Fowler has agreed to do the swearing in for the newly elected people on January 6th. So that's exciting. And then my last thing is, please remember to contribute, if you would, to our Shop with a Cop and the Fireman's Toy Drive.
Yes, thank you.
There was a flyer in your utility bills for the Fireman's Toy Drive, but also please remember to shop with the cop. And that is all I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. Very important information. You know, I just got to say, the new incoming city council people are very fortunate that they're getting the education that they're getting now. Because when we came on, it was, here you go.
Right.
Have fun.
Yeah.
It's going to make a big difference. We're really grateful. Okay, item 11, adjournment. And I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
That was quick, second.
I know.
Call the vote.
Yes.
DeBono?
Yes.
Truhill?
Yes.
Ogletree?
Yes.
Thurman?
Yes.
Williamson?
Yes.
Griego?
Yes. Good night all. Thank you.